From the moment she walked into the Iron Scorpion outpost in the blistering Arizona Badlands back in 2018, Lena Vargas was dismissed as a joke. Her faded fatigues hung loose, her rucksack was patched and threadbare, and without a single insignia on her collar, she might as well have been invisible or worse, a target. "This ain't a soup kitchen for strays," one grizzled vet barked, sparking a chorus of mocking chuckles that echoed off the red rock cliffs. They loaded her pack with jagged stones, swapped her fresh canteen for brackish sludge, and wagered beers on how fast she'd bail. Little did they know, this unassuming Latino woman they'd stranded in the wasteland that first night would outlast them all, emerging not just as the sole finisher of the grueling ordeal, but as the savior of the very elites who'd bet against her. Under the merciless sun beating down on the Iron Scorpion Basin, a rugged sprawl of canyons and scrubland dotted with stark, training bunkers, Lena pushed forward with unyielding grit. She kept her gaze low, dodging dust storms and the disdainful stares of operators from elite units worldwide. These hardened pros, with their polished gear and pedigrees, saw her as an affront, like her scuffed boots spat on their egos. It reminded her of childhood days in her abuela's cramped apartment, watching her mom endure sidelong glares at community events for their hand-me-down clothes. Mom never flinched, teaching Lena that true strength whispers while weakness roars. Now, years later, Lena channeled that stoicism, brushing off the snickers as she queued for her intake physical. The burly Canadian medic skimmed her slim file with a smirk. "No rank, no combat log. And you're here for the Iron Scorpion Gauntlet, the meanest endurance trial out there." He eyed the generic approval letter from some anonymous backer. "Sure, kid. They must need cannon fodder to pad the dropout rates. Louder, for the room. Stick to mopping floors, darling. This is for real fighters, not delicate flowers." Laughter rippled from a cluster of German and Japanese commandos. A lanky German sergeant leaned in, whispering, "She's the token flop to make us look good." Lena bit her tongue, recalling Dad's advice. Dignity thrives in silence. Braggarts reveal their emptiness first. That afternoon, after sorting her beat-up kit, Lena joined the kickoff briefing. A crackling PA boomed. "Welcome to Iron Scorpion Joint Elite Camp. You're the cream of global special forces, masters of evasion, stamina, and raw grit. For 21 days, no gadgets, no handouts, no mercy. Survive on wits, guts, and teamwork." Her pulse quickened. She knew this would shatter limits. Beside her, an Aussie operator muttered, "If she makes it past dawn, I'll eat my helmet." Another chimed, "Bet she's used to fetching coffee, not clawing through hell." As drills kicked off sprinting dunes with weighted packs, endless burpees and scorching grit, Lena matched their pace despite the hidden rocks dragging her down. Sweat stung her eyes, but she drew on memories of hauling crates through her family's dusty fields under relentless heat, building calluses that screamed endurance over ego. By dusk, half the group was heaving, some puking bile. Lena stood firm, unnoticed amid the haze. In the shaded chow line, the same saboteurs doled out her meal, watery gruel and a crumb of bread. "Enough for the help," one sneered. She met his gaze evenly, retreating to a corner. Around her, boasts flew Italian Rangers touting family legacies, American SEALs swapping war tales. Isolated, she sipped her slop, mind drifting to her abuela, a wise Navajo elder who'd schooled her in tracking winds, spotting hidden springs by leaf hues, and brewing salves from arid weeds. Useless folklore back then. Now, on the edge of tech-stripped wilderness, it felt like gold. Midnight alarms blared for a forced march. Sabotaged laces snapped on her boots, but she knotted them tight, ignoring jeers from the German sergeant. "Keep up or get ditched," the lead barked. Under starless skies, they plunged into twisting gorges, cold gnawing at sweat-soaked skin. Lena stumbled but pressed on, ankles throbbing, while whispers mocked the tag-along maid. By dawn, at the checkpoint, tech was seized. Squads formed for 5-day NAV ops, find water, ration scraps, hit markers. But no one claimed Lena. The coordinator shrugged her off. Base grunt duty for U-scrub toilets. He tossed her a tainted flask, smirking as they dumped her via jeep in a remote gulch. "Don't die out here." The driver laughed, vanishing into the dusk. Alone in the fading light, Amid barren ridges and thorny scrub, Lena faced abandonment meant to crush her. Rescue? Unlikely. They wanted her to quit. But echoing her abuela's voice on vegetation shifts, signaling moisture, she trekked, senses sharp. Over days, she dug for seeps in greener patches, filtered grit through cloth, boiled in scavenged tins over twig fires. Snares from pack threads snagged lizards. She cooked without flinching, Dad's words ringing. Nature don't care about picky eaters. Nights, she smeared mud for warmth, navigated by constellations, rationing every drop. On day 5, she found a delirious Japanese captain slumped against rocks, leg gashed and infected, babbling of lost teammates. Shockheed had mocked her at intake. She bandaged with shirt strips, cleaned with boiled water, speaking halting Japanese to calm him. He eyed her with humiliated surprise as she shared her scant supply. For days, she nursed him, foraging herbs for poultices, snaring hares. By day 7, he could hobble, admitting debt through gritted teeth. Then, in a narrow pass, they spotted an Italian major face down, fever-racked from an arm wound. Together, they dragged him to shade. Lena mashed anti-infection plants, cooled his brow, coaxing sips. The captain watched in stunned guilt. This nobody wielded skills eclipsing their training. They built a sturdy lean-to from branches, her quiet commands erasing ranks. By firelight, under endless stars, hierarchies crumbled. The wild humbled their pride. On day 9, a patrol stumbled on their camp. Holy shit, Yuri, supposed to be gone, the Canadian medic gaped. Lena calmly requested evac for the men. Word rocketed back. The outcast had survived solo and rescued elites. Chopper blades thrummed. The wounded boarded, urging respect. She saved us, the major croaked. Left behind, Lena trekked baseward, resolve steel-hard. By day 14, dropouts piled up, rumors of her feat spread. Skeptics scoffed, but the British CO declared, if she walks in by 21, she's legit but fat chance. Heat waves and freezes ravaged the rest. Evacs surged. On day 19, scouts spied her limping, the perimeter boot shredded, but unbroken. Radio crackled, she's back. On foot, shock rippled through camp as they escorted her in, dust-caked and defiant. At the assembly, the grizzled American colonel addressed the thinned ranks. We wrote you off, MS. Vargas. But reports confirm, you navigated hell, rescued 2 officers from death's door. You're the first to ace every metric perfect score. Gasps echoed. Those who hazed her, step up for apologies, or face courts-martial. The German sergeant signed first, face ashen, others followed, egos shattered. The rescued men bowed deeply, gratitude raw. The colonel pinned the Iron Scorpion badge. Lena held it loosely, no fanfare needed. No award. Sir, just let me train incoming women so they skip the bullshit. He nodded, appointing her volunteer instructor amid uneasy applause. Media whispers dubbed her the Desert Phantom, an underdog flipping toxic machismo. She declined spotlights, focusing on mentoring, water tricks, breath control, herbal hacks. Her presence reformed the Bino more sabotage, just grudging respect. Months later, she slipped away at dawn, pack-shouldered. More trails to walk, she said. Legends lingered. The overlooked woman who turned scorn to salvation. Iron Scorpion's motto shifted to strength in the shadows, honoring her ghost. What do you think? Should elite training camps ban hazing entirely, even if it builds character? Or is some tough love necessary to weed out the weak? Does gender bias still plague modern militaries? Or is this just an outdated tale? Drop your hot takes below, smash that like if it fired you up, and subscribe for more stories that challenge the status quo.